Hagel's visit is being seen here in China as very important, highly symbolic, high-level exchange. The Chinese government sees the visit as a sign of the strengthening of the mutual bond between the two nations. Prior to his visit, Hagel said that he was hoping to deepen existing ties between the two armies while taking the opportunity to air differences on issues of common concern. China, in turn, is hoping that the visit can help stabilize relations and help build trust.
When the U.S. Defense Secretary arrives in Beijing, Chuck Hagel will be ready for straightforward dialogue with his Chinese counterparts.
China is a great power, and with this power comes new and wider responsibilities as to how you use that power.
Hagel began his Asia-Pacific tour in Hawaii with a defense forum with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. The U.S. is reinforcing its links with the 10-member group. He then went to Japan to stress the U.S. commitment to protecting its ally security. His third stop is likely to be the most challenging. He's to make clear U.S. strategic interests in the region where China has overlapping interests.
What we don't want is some miscalculation here to occur.
Military-to-military contacts have long been regarded as the weakest link in China-U.S. relations. Hagel's visit aims to strengthen it. This is in line with the new type of relationship between great powers agreed by their two presidents. When it comes to the military aspect, it's characterized by no conflict and win-win cooperation.
Healthy, stable, reliable, and continuous military-to-military relations are an essential part of our overall relationship between the United States and China.
Aside from overlapping interests, the two sides also disagree on many issues. China sees U.S. pivot to the Asia-Pacific as seeking dominance in the region, and China is speeding up its military modernization to enforce its claims over disputed maritime territories. Other issues of contention include U.S. arms sales to Taiwan and U.S. surveillance activities on China. Washington is still concerned about Beijing's military buildup and wants greater transparency on China's military programs. China says it takes two to build trust.
It's important for China and the U.S. to respect each other's core interests and major concerns. We must avoid vicious competition and confrontation in this area.
Though Hagel's China visit may not likely forge new agreements, there is a growing recognition for the need for engagement to prevent a conflict that would be disastrous to both sides.
For years, U.S.-China military relations have forged ahead despite twists and turns. Amidst the frictions, the two militaries have worked out a mechanism to improve trust and cooperated with mixed results. Both are keenly aware of conflicting national interests on a number of issues, and even more aware the most important thing is to keep communication lines open.
And Hanbin, it's in fact quite surprising that China is inviting the U.S. delegation on board its first aircraft carrier. And Hagel was able to spend about 2 hours on board the Liaoning. So what was China's thinking behind the unusual openness?
Well, China's aircraft carrier, the Liaoning, is the core strength of the PLA Navy, and it has been through an extensive training program ever since it was unveiled and began serving in the PLA in 2011. The country is planning to build more aircraft carriers to meet its security demand in the future. Allowing the U.S. military delegation access to this one-time state secrecy might reflect China's willingness to show the U.S. it has nothing to hide in terms of so-called military expansion and its growing confidence in the military build-up. I think China believes the first-hand perspective on China's military development by the U.S. delegation could help establish people-to-people contact and reduce misunderstanding. The Chinese military has also proposed some new mechanisms to further reduce miscalculations, including the establishment of a maritime code of conduct and the information exchange channels on major issues. Both countries have stressed the importance of building normal military-to-military ties, yet achieving a win-win partnership in this region is still a challenging task for both. Back to you.